Hey everyone, Chelsea here from A Frugal Homestead. Today we are making pepper jelly. Now if you don't know what pepper jelly is, it is a jelly made from a combination of peppers. You can do green peppers, red peppers, jalapeno peppers. The type of pepper and the amount of pepper is what makes it spicy or not spicy. Now sometimes when you're doing a pepper jelly, you can add a fruit base like a peach pepper jelly or a blackberry pepper jelly or something like that. But for this particular recipe, we are just doing pepper jelly. So it's gonna be spicy, but it's delicious. And this is a recipe that we like to eat during the holidays. We'll put it over cream cheese and then eat it with crackers, and it is delicious. So right now you can see I'm cutting up my jalapeno peppers. I've already cut up a few of my green peppers and put them into a food processor, but I need about 10 to 12 ounces of jalapenos, which turns into between like 8 and 10 jalapenos depending on the size. So you can add or subtract the amount of peppers depending on the spiciness. So like I said, you want 10 to 12 ounces of peppers. So I guess you don't have to just do jalapenos. It's 10 to 12 ounces total of peppers. So that's about a cup and a half to 2 cups of peppers total once you have blended them in the food processor. Now I take and open all my peppers up and take the seeds out. If you're doing really hot jalapenos, you should probably wear gloves. I did not, and so my hands were on fire, but that's okay. And we're just putting those peppers right into the food processor. You're going to use vinegar for this, and you can add a little bit of vinegar into the food processor, about a cup of vinegar, and that will help those peppers blend just a little bit more. So if you need a little help getting those peppers to blend down, the vinegar is what you would want to add. So the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar. And so you just put part of that in with your peppers, and then they blend up really nice. Look at those. They look so good. Now once the peppers are cut up, you're going to put them into a saucepan, just like I have here. And in that saucepan, you're going to add the remainder of the vinegar, which is about 1/2 cup, and 2.5 tablespoons of powdered pectin. So I've already added that, and I don't have that part on the video, so I apologize. But you're going to bring this to a boil, and this will take a little bit of time, so you have to have patience. But you're going to stir it until you bring it to a rolling boil. And once it gets to that rolling boil, you want it so that you can't stir the boil down. And that sounds really strange, but once it boils, if you're stirring it with the whisk or wooden spoon and it doesn't stop boiling, that's the point where it's not boiling down, or it's not, you can't stir it down. Okay, once you get to that point, you're going to set a timer for 1 minute and stir it for a whole minute. All right, to rolling boil, it's ready to get the sugar. So we couldn't stir it down, which is good. We stirred it for a minute, and now we're adding 5 cups of sugar. And this is going to take a little bit of time, right? Because you're just gradually adding each one and stirring it in. And once you get those 5 cups of sugar in, you're going to stir this again up to a boil. When it gets to that rolling boil and you can't boil it down, you're going to stir it for 1 whole minute. And you're going to set the timer. Now, if you don't do this, the pectin will not set up, and you're not going to have, your jelly's not going to set. It's going to be, watery is not the word, but it's not going to be set. It's still going to taste good and it'll still be fine, but it won't be like a jelly, which is what you want. All right, that jelly was stirred for a minute, and now we can put them in our little jars. Now I just have these cute little 4-ounce jars. that are perfect for gift giving. So this is a great little jelly to give for the holidays. As a little treat, you could give it with a box of crackers, or you could do the cream cheese and crackers. You could just have a little tag on it with the recipe of how to eat this jelly with cream cheese and crackers, whatever works for you. But you're going to fill your jars up and give it about a ½ inch of headspace at the top. And then you're going to clean around the rims, making sure there's no sticky jelly on the rims, because if there's any residue around the rims, they won't seal, and then you'll just have to eat the pepper jelly. Darn, right? But I always get frustrated when I'm canning and something doesn't seal right, because I want it to go on my shelf. I don't really want it in my refrigerator. And you can take the lid off and clean it and re-water bath can it, but it's such a hassle. So it's just good to get it right the first time. And there are my jars. They're all ready to go in the water bath canner. So these little jars, I have pints, I have half pints, and then I have 4-ounce jars. And they need to go in the water bath canner for 10 minutes. And then we can pull them out and place them on the countertop on a towel for 24 hours. And if they set up and the label or the lids snap, we can label them and put them away.